You know.
Right.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, the finale is here. Euphoria has just wrapped. Literally in real time is 10:16 our time right now, Eastern Standard Time, and we're gonna give you guys our full thoughts on the finale. This is spoiler filled, so you haven't seen the episode yet. Make sure you come back and then watch it and come back to us, and then we'll go through it. So, you guys, we're done. What do y'all feel? The finale. What is your first emotional impression of the episode?
It was emotional. I'm in my feelings. In more ways than one. Like, yeah. I'm glad that Maddie got a few licks in. Finally, I felt like that needed to happen a few weeks ago, but I'm glad it happened in the finale. And of course, I'm mad about Fez and Ashtray. I'm a little bit upset. Yeah, it was just really emotional, especially that last conversation with Rue and Lexi.
Yeah.
That hit. It definitely hit. So yeah, fellas.
All right, Ant, what's your emotional response to this episode?
I'm a little drained. I think that part with I feel like that part with Ash and Fez and all that, like I'll be honest, it took me. I had to mourn what was going on there, and so the other high school stuff wasn't really that important to me anymore. like there was a couple moments, when Maddie was like, "Don't worry, this is just the start." Like I love that. That was a good thing. Mm-hmm. There was some really good mental health things in there that I was really appreciating. But man, my boy, I need to get a drink for Ash. Jarrell, take it from here. I'll be right back.
Dang.
No, I got you. I'm in a similar. Oh man, I hope the internet might be crashing on me, but I'm gonna try to keep going. It was a great finale. I don't know. I'm in a similar boat as well. Like some of this, like I kind of felt like my eyes glazed over because, like, especially after seeing the Batman, it's hard to really think about anything else. But particularly after Ashtray went down, like that combined with the after effects of the Batman, I kind of feel like a lot of what we watched was sort of like was just held sort of at arm's length. I mean, it was a great episode. Don't get me wrong, but like I'm totally with him on that. Like I just feel just drained. Like I need a nap or something.
Right. I know I said I was done, but it's just weird because I think we went to a roller coaster through this season, right? There were so many emotions, so many people, characters we cared about. Like there was social stressors, there was like real life and death danger, and to see it wrapped up. I mean, I only have one complaint, and I'll save that, I guess, for another time.
Yeah, we're gonna get into everything. I mean, I'm gonna try to break down. It's just I wanted to get everybody's emotional response to the episode. So, yeah, I mean, I can say that drained is definitely one of those. I think one of you guys said it perfectly. I didn't even have time to really mourn the reality of the situation. Nor even taking Nate's situation, what Nate was doing, the ramifications of what Nate was doing. Like low key, like I was just like,
I was just like, okay, well, all right. I'm so emotionally spent. I'm just like, yeah, sure, why not? let's dog pile on, sure.
It's just hard because like Sam, his transitions are like next level to the point that you're like, it's just so seamless and amazingly done that, you know, normally it'd be kind of really jarring because you're just getting hit and hit and hit, but his transitions are so good, you just have to just keep rolling with the punches in the back of your head that's happening. And one thing I'll say this, you know, is that this episode, I think the finale was a really good episode, but the season as a whole, including this, like all encompassing the season as a whole, was phenomenal. Like, it's weird to say, like, I feel like the season as a whole was better than this finale because it's like all the different threads of the narrative were shifted and closed out in some way, shape, or form by the end of this episode. Even though I feel like the finale of season 1 was stronger than this episode, I feel like the season 2 was far superior than season 1, which is weird. But I don't know. What y'all think about that statement?
I think that if I have to view this whole season as one movie, right? And in a movie, you
Right.
have climaxes, right?
Right.
And you have the set pieces and the emotional thing is heightened to the crescendo, and now we had to come down, almost like you're coming down from a high and you're crashing, right? So you get your high and then you crash, and then you have to deal with the consequences. And I feel like that's what this was, and there's nothing wrong with that. It was I entertained thoroughly through this episode? Yes. Was I on the edge of my seat at parts? Yes. Did it hit certain notes? Yeah. But it wasn't crackhead Rue running from the cops. It wasn't all the emotional blow-ups of Maddie finding out or you know how many guys I effed. like it wasn't the mom crying on the phone to the rehab center trying to get
Rue in
a bit, you know, and it wasn't any of those, but it was, you know, these are some of the after effects.
Right.
I know Elliot's thinking, man, I wish I didn't suggest that bed at night. Some of the stuff was a little too clean for me, and I could go into that, but overall, yeah, I think this was better than season 1. If I'm to be honest. You know.
Yeah, we're gonna definitely talk about some of those threads, the things they left open. I'm assuming for season 3, the specific threads that I want to bring up. But what do you feel about my statement, Nat?
I think for some story arcs, season 2 was better than season 1, or it was a progression from season 1, and then for other characters, not so much. But I do think there were definitely standout episodes, just like season 1. I feel like it was overall a progression. But like Ant said, like this last episode, I am drained. I'm definitely drained. But I think it had to end maybe on this note. Unfortunately, I didn't really care. Like I cared, but I didn't care about Nate and Cal. Like I was like, what are you doing? Can we get back to other things?
So what it sounds like, there's a trend here that the fact is that Fez went down, but not only did he go down, like his house went down, his brother went down, and there was absolutely nothing he could do about it. And even though Jarrell predicted it was going to happen, it still doesn't lessen the blow of it, you know? And I feel like we haven't really talked it out. And I guess we should, because I feel like that the reality of that shakes the foundations more than the show allows us to, or at least this episode allowed us to. So yeah, how did y'all feel about the situation that went down with Fez, Ashtray, Faye, and just how it all went down, even how it was filmed or shot? Like I was like, they try to pull a heat on us.
It's racist. I'm sorry. I'm trying to channel the audience from the play. Like that light my mood. Sorry. Go ahead. How do we feel? I don't know. Man, that was the professional. Y'all remember like Natalie Portman's first role?
Yeah, of course.
Leon the Professional. Yeah,
classic.
Yeah, classic. That's what this
It is a classic.
And every time I watch it, I kind of want to just keep walking. Just keep walking. You just get out. Just get out. And I feel like that's going to feel about if I ever go through the season again, that's going to feel about this moment. And the sad thing is I know that they wrapped it up nicely by blaming the drug woman. So because they have that little confession on there. So that's going to get Rue out of danger, and so she's not going to have to face her major consequences for losing all them drugs. That was a little too clean for me.
I don't think that's going to end that well. I think that she's going to get out of that. Like they wouldn't introduce her just to.
She could, but Fez still got to explain all them guns in that house, child endangerment, all that stuff. So Fez ain't. I mean, they have to do some really good writing to bring Fez back or do a nice little time jump. And I don't know how that's going to work.
Right.
I mean, I'm sure they can blame Ash for the stabbing, but I don't know, man. I'm sorry, guys. I'm a little hurt. I'm a little hurt by this.
It's okay. This is a venting moment. Like, let it out, bro.
I need Ash to be the next Batman villain. Batman 2.
Make him Jason Todd. That's right.
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 Yeah. That's right. Warner Brothers. This is HBO connected. Make him the next Robin. Give him. We need to see this kid back. Yeah. So I mean, it was just rough because you know what? Again, I said this whole season, Fez is the one character I just feel for, right? Like
right.
I feel like he he's a good dude, and people have brought all these troubles to him. I mean, I know he's selling drugs to community Black Dynamite, but but he it just hurt because he loved his brother, and even when he hit him, you're kind of like, oh, did he finally get mad at him? Even that was like, no, you got this gonna have to use this to explain what went on, man, and you go out here, Ash, and surrender. Like even that wasn't even out of anger; it was out of concern for his brother. Like,
right.
It just hurt. It just hurt.
I don't know. What about you, Jarrell?
Yeah. Man, I really don't have the energy to talk about this shit, bro. All my energy went spent in making this Batman review, and then this episode made my energy just fly out a window somewhere. So never mind this fucking Fez nightmare situation. Let me really think about this Fez moment. I mean, for one, I had already had a sinking suspicion that there's no way Ashtray was making that out alive this season, which he certainly did not. First off, Ashtray, he literally went out like what was Jeremy Renner's character in The Town? There was a very curious
you're right.
There's very similar
he a little mini Jeremy
connection there, but he went out like a triple OG, triple as I knew he would, and so that was interesting. What I did not anticipate was sort of, I knew that Fez wasn't gonna die, but I guess I just didn't anticipate. Like, damn, Fez is in a really bad spot. My man's got a bullet in his gut. He literally like watched Ashtray just get nailed in the head, which is like the most insane level of inception I think I've ever seen. I thought the tension, the suspense was done really great. Also, really shout out to the guy who plays Fez. I can't remember his damn name. I think it's like Angus or August, some shit.
Angus.
But I thought he did great because I know there's been like a small group of people who've been saying like he can't act, and everything he did in this episode, in my personal opinion, is what you would label as acting, and he did it convincingly. Right. Like after he hit Ashtray and like the way that he was talking to him, and he was like, "It's my fault, bro. Don't even worry about it. It's just me, man." Like he was acting, right? Maybe not Emmy win worthy, but he was acting, right? But yeah, it was done really well. But like I said, I did not anticipate Fez being put in such a nightmarish situation. Like, yeah, he lived, but like, Jesus Christ, I thought Fez was gonna like stumble back to the after show to play covered in blood. I didn't think this was gonna happen. So I don't know. I guess we're gonna have to see Lexi making some awkward phone calls or visiting this nigga behind bars, at least for a while.
She still ain't getting none. God damn it. So
Nat, how you feel? I know it hurt your heart. But
that broke my heart. But it actually kind of reminded me of Set It Off too, like how they kind of like went off, like how Ashtray kind of like went out. But yeah, I was just I'm sad. Like that's just I wanted so much for Fez to just make it to the play, just be happy, just have that one moment, maybe have a kiss. We didn't even get a kiss. Come on, man. Yeah, and I'm surprised it wasn't even mentioned that Lexi nor Rue really know what's happened with Fez. I mean, I figured there would be some mention, but I guess maybe they'll save that for season 3. I just don't know.
They definitely will.
But yeah, when Fez got shot and it was low key because of Ashtray, I was like,
right.
And he took out the cop too. I was like, wow, oh yeah, he's done. He's so done. And I was low key thinking about how some old folk get treated by the police when they get raided. But I was like, oh okay. Yeah, that was just that was emotional. It was just an emotional scene, and I don't know what's going to happen in season 3. I don't know if Angus can really come back. I don't know if he's going to be in a jail cell at that point, like Jarrell was saying. I just don't know. I keep on saying that every episode, but I just don't know what's going to happen. And at least he's alive for now. Hopefully they'll treat his wound.
I mean, so I'm gonna ask you this question: are you more hurt that this is not going to be the reality, or more hurt by the fact of what went down with Ash and Fez in general? Because a lot of people, I feel like, are just going to be heartbroken that these people, the beginnings of their relationship started at the beginning of the season. Is just not. It's literally not even in the cards at this current time, unless some miracle happens.
What? I'm way more pissed about this damn. These two not getting together. I've been saying Astray's gonna eat shit literally for hours now, so I've been ready. I've been pressed. All right, they not getting together. Not even a kiss. Like, god damn. Yeah.
Thank you. I'm just like, y'all. We couldn't even have a kiss. Y'all could have had a kiss like in episode 6. At least I would have been okay. At least they kissed. But then they didn't do that. Like, you didn't give us that moment. You gave us a handhold.
I'm butthurt. Y'all teased us with the all-night phone calls, had me reminiscing about some stuff, and I don't get. I'm a little pissed. You know what? Maybe I can justify that the world was not ready for an adult Ashtray. Like, we just weren't ready. Maybe we all just safer in these streets without an adult Ashtray running around. But god dang, let love exist on the show. The only kind of healthy relationship we didn't see, and we didn't get no payoff. Now he's not dead. We might get Fez's point of view of how what's Nate's dad name?
Cal.
We might get Fez's point of view how they deal with child molesters in prisons. so you know.
Do you think they're gonna be in the same jail?
Yeah. Same town, bro.
I mean,
I doubt it, but I mean, maybe knowing the show, maybe that'd be weird.
Wouldn't it be something though? That would be something.
Just see Kyle there with a black eye.
Of both of them trying to survive jail, like. Yeah. But yeah, I'm a little bit. I feel like it's both, really. I feel like because I just feel like Fez. Yes, he's a drug dealer. Yes, what he did for a profession is not legal or wrong or whatever. But
don't mean he a bad guy.
That's what he grew up with. That's all that he knew. So it wasn't. And now it's like he he actually started to develop a relationship or some kind of friendship with Lexi that maybe he could have eventually gotten out. I don't know how, but it could have been at least a possibility. Y'all can't even give me that. But yeah, for me it was a little bit of both, but more leaning towards definitely Fexy. No Fexy. Conjugal visits do not count. I'm sorry. No. He needs to be out of jail. He needs to be out of jail. Sorry. He needs to be out of jail.
We should have known. The minute he said, "You know what I want to do? I want to go to a farm, that mystical farm. We should have known it was a rat right there. We should have known it was a.
I was
we got
concerned.
off lucky.
Yeah,
we got off lucky. We got easy.
whenever those conversations come up, yep, it's a wrap. You're like, damn it.
Yeah, I thought he was gonna die for real.
Hey Sam, we're gonna go over this wall and go to no man's land, but we got a plan. We're gonna make it. But here, look at my 15 kids. Let me go through the days and list what I love about them. I'm gonna be okay. I got a reason to live. All right, Sam, let's go.
I told you fans was gonna live. I tried telling y'all.
But it's kind of like
I ain't want to hear it.
I'm not gonna lie, like I am low key hurt. Like I really was like, you know what, at least give them semblance of relationship, which they technically did have.
Yeah,
but they didn't. You know what I mean? Like it was literally about to hit.
We don't count it if they didn't get some. No physical. We don't count unless they got some physical touch.
No. What I'm saying, like their relationship, was really about to actually begin. You know what I'm saying? Like you kind of have like the small little pseudo dates. You talk all night on the phone. You talk about what promises of this, that. Like he had a legit conversation with her about why he really loves talking with her. Why she's interesting to him, and
it was so sweet.
And it was like a low key sweet conversation, and it's like even she was like, "Yo, we're opposites, though." And she's like, "Yo, that's what I love about you," and I was like, "Dang." And it's like all this, and I guess that's the reality of the show. It's kind of like he is a drug dealer, and in the lifestyle that he's in, like there are consequences to that. Just like everybody, just like Rue's situation, like. She's dealing with this addiction, and it's like right now she cannot be tied down to anybody. And I think that Ali said that. I can't remember if she said it in that episode that at the diner, or if it was another episode in this season. But he said, like, look, right now you don't need to be with anybody. Like you need to find a place of healing. And she's finally got that resolution, but she ends up with absolutely nobody because she knows. If she goes this way, that's going to cause more of their addiction. If she goes this other way, it could lead into more of addiction. But I don't know, man. I think the reality of the show is really fascinating to me.
I'm actually getting messages from some therapists and drug counselors, and they're like, they have some issues with like, she just did morphine for the first time, and there was no consequence in the season. There was no follow up to the use of morphine, and I'm getting the sense that Rue is like really getting a pass on a lot of her actions this season. And, meanwhile, Fez might be bleeding out in some hospital somewhere. It's on a cop car somewhere. So I don't know. I wonder how audiences are gonna treat this. Does Rue get a pass and everybody does that because, she's so talented, and it's her show, or because to me, I think that's the weakest part. I think that's the weakest part of this season.
But it's so, how do I put it this way? Her story isn't over with yet. You know what I mean? Like she still is gonna have to live with this addiction for the rest of her life, and we don't know how the series is gonna end. Not only at this point now, she destroyed and blew up everybody's relationships with her. She regained some back, but then there's some that she may have to actually sever forever.
Like what?
Like I don't think that she can be with Jules. Period. Anymore.
That wasn't healthy anyway.
No, I'm saying that, but she still
and she ended it. And she ended it.
She did. But I'm saying that the whole thing about it was that was something that she felt like she really wanted. And at the same time, like with Elliot, she can't really be with him because he's still using and it's going to draw her down this spiral. And the thing about it is that she's not going to be able to get even rehab. So it's like she's still down this line that's going to eventually spiral somewhere else. But I don't think that the lady that gave her the morphine, I don't think they set her character up too much to just have her be a throwaway. We still don't even know what she had locked up in the back of her house.
But right. I mean, she's gonna be the next to be rated, right? She's probably gonna be the next to be rated.
She is, but she's gonna be gone. I can almost guarantee that. She's way too clean. But they set her up way too much for it just to end that way. And it also wasn't any ramifications to the money loss. But But yeah, no, I don't think that that's just gonna go away. I think that they're gonna lead that into a third season. But I think that would have been better. I know. I think it would have been messed up, but it would have been better if all of a sudden, like she was walking down the street saying her narration, all of a sudden she got snatched up, and they ended the season like that. But it would have messed everybody up, low key. Like everybody would have been like, "Yo, I'm already emotional spent, and now you're gonna sit there and take this girl, like after she's clean now, like you're just gonna take her, like." I think that'd have been too much.
Like you said for Fez and Ashtray, there are consequences to the lifestyle you lead.
No, I'm talking about.
So you got to keep that same energy for Rue.
Yep,
right?
Get it.
You got to keep that same energy for Rue.
I get it, but I'm saying that imagine if that did happen, like for a finale. We already were just emotionally spent already enough to even focus on Fez. Then they tagged along the whole Cal and Nate thing. Then they tagged along the situation that happened with Lexi and Cassie and all that foolishness. I feel like that would have just been too much, as opposed to you begin the season 3 with her snatched up.
Everybody got their comeuppance except for Rue and Kinda Cat, whose storyline didn't exist. So
Cat. No, I think Cat got the most. She got it dirty. Like she ended up this season like I don't even like her character anymore in any capacity. Like I care more about the person that's the third wheel chick that's a part of the crew. I don't know her name.
Always been there. The one that was smoking was
She's always been there.
She has
since the first season.
Baby,
this is the first time
yeah, and I don't remember her name, but
Baby. Well, I don't know the actress, but her name is BB on the show.
Oh, yeah, but she was like, "Whip that." She was all about it. She been waiting for that.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Sorry, no, I was gonna say like I was so happy to finally see this like Maddie and Cassie explosion because like I'm sick of fucking Cassie looking like fucking Jack Nicholson off The Shining with this chick's ass. All right, shut up, Cassie. All right, who you think you is, child? Breathing into that fucking glass like that, boy. Get out of here. So this man started whipping her. I was like, thank God. Thank God.
Yeah,
What
like she was trying to be all like ruin Lexi's play or be all butthurt or whatever. But I'm glad that Maddie called her out because she was like, look, you slept with my ex and we were trying to get back together, ma'am. So you were trying to get on your high horse like you ain't do shit and being all butthurt because Lexi is doing her play. Well, you got more, ish to bear here. So let's do this. Like, I'm just so glad that Maddie, like, kind of really spoke up because it needed to be said. Like, you can't be doing what you're doing and not have consequences. Like, you've already been trying to get away with ish. You couldn't face the fact that you betrayed your best friend at the end of the day. And now you really got confronted like you should have. Like, you were a coward. You were trying to beat up on the chick that's playing you, but you ran away as soon as Maddie stepped up because you knew she would kick your ass.
Bullying your little sister, bullying the girl on stage. I wonder how long Maddie beat her ass before she had to talk and sit down the bathroom.
I literally wanted to see like a long drawn out like fucking like when Joseph Gordon-Levitt was fighting that nigga in that rotating the hallway in Inception. I wanted to see some shit like that. Like, man, I'm so sick of Cassie, bruh. The audacity she had to get on that stage.
Yeah, but the weird thing about that whole situation, it just made Cassie look bad. Like, it made her look not only desperate, it made her look insane. Like, it didn't, whatever she was trying to do, it made it worse. It made it so worse because it made her look like an idiot, honestly. I don't even know a way better to put it because it'd have been one thing if she kind of was like, like, how dare you say this? Or, at least not consult with me about it. Like, this ended my relationship, but you know what? Like, I can't stand you for whatever. Like, she just went up there on stage and started bullying everybody. Like, it just didn't make any sense. And I feel like Maddie was completely justified in doing what she did. Even the mom tried to stop her. The mom tried to play it off like, and I was like, this is just a mess. I ain't never seen a play like this. But I think from an entertainment standpoint, it was very entertaining. But one thing that I'll give credit where credit is due is shout out to Lexi, man. Like the actress that played the role of Lexi in this episode, she did a lot. She
had Maude Apatow.
Yeah, she's got a lot more range that I gave her credit for because she literally has been kind of just sitting on the sidelines, like literally.
She brought it. She brought it this whole season to me.
Yeah.
But shout out to her assistant and the audience. Though that audience and that assistant, they need to go with star too.
Brittany, I think her name, the character is Brittany.
Oh yeah. Her voice is just so strange, but she's cool people though.
Yeah, it's very like Mickey Mouse ish, but
right.
I fucked with it though.
But the one thing I want to say though is with the Maddie situation, I love how Maddie was like, it's just the beginning, and I think Maddie was free. Like Maddie was free from that whole Nate thing, from that whole situation, the drama. She gave her hands for doing her dirty, and she was like, but that ain't about him no more. It was about disrespect between me and you. But it's not even over yet for you. I know all the trial and tribulations you're gonna go through messing with Nate. All the emotional manipulation, the narcissistic behavior, all that stuff, the mirroring, all that thing you're gonna be going through with Nate. And she saw her future. It's like even the beating she gave her right then will not compare to the suffering she's gonna go through being with Nate.
Right. That's a fact. So even going off of that, Nate's conversation, and that's the thing about this episode. That's why I was like, this episode, not that it was just overstuffed, it was just so much, bro. I didn't have time to really soak in a lot of what was happening. And I also, this is one of those episodes that's going to be hard for me to rewatch again, but it's really important for me to watch it again if I can, because it's a lot. Because the conversation with Cal and Nate was one of the first real conversations either of these characters have ever really had with each other. Like, it was so deep-seated that I was like, man, this is some real rich conversation right here, but it's so toxic and sick at the same time. So how did y'all feel about the whole Cal and Nate conversation and how it went down and the way Nate kind of played it ultimately?
It was a little inconsistent with me because I felt like they just talked about in episode 6 that he wasn't trying to let him kind of go down because of the business, but now you turn stuff into the police. Like, where's the consistency in that? Did you change your mind? I guess, but or was that the straw that broke the camel's back when with Lexi's play? That's when were you already putting stuff in motion?
So
I just
2 episodes ago, remember he was talking to Jules and he gave her the disc, and he said to Jules, like, and because Jules was like, "Why are you helping me?" And like, "Why are you giving this to me?" He was like, "Well, I was keeping somebody's secret that didn't deserve it." That same episode, he kind of had that falling out with his mom. And I think from that point, like, he was like, I'm done with all this. I really am done with all this. And I'm just going to cut my losses ultimately. Because that was the last thing he said. And I think that for him, it was like, that was the straw that broke the camel's back. Especially after what happened with the play with Ethan. He was like, I can't deal with this no more. I can't stand to be connected to this dude anymore. But I think that he definitely was planning on doing it. It's just, he left the play and then went and did it. I think that was the weird part. But I caught that what he meant was when he was saying to Jules that he's done protecting this man's secret and his legacy, even if that meant burning it down at this point. So I think that he made that conscious decision to do it. But I get what you mean. I get what you mean.
I took it as I think that conversation with Nate and his mom really stuck with Nate is that, I thought once I got the problem out the house, we could all be happy. And I think he realized we're not going to be happy. And I think it was again, you ever see children that are upset? They want you to be upset, right? They're angry and they don't really know how to express it, so they want you to be angry. Yeah. And some people are like that too. And so like he's like, I'm upset. I'm not going to be happy, so you don't get to be happy. Like, you don't get to blow up everything and go. And he said and then we can't move on. But the same thing is like, no, you don't. I thought the problem was going to be gone, but I'm still stuck as who I am. Our family is still messed up. I still don't feel like I'm connected to anybody. So no, you don't get to have a happy ending because I don't think I can have a happy ending.
Right. Even down to Nate making this really harsh comment about him looking at it when he was a young age, seeing what his dad did, and then also imagining him dad doing that to him in front of everybody.
It was.
Go ahead.
No, it was just different levels of abuse, and and Nate kind of like Nate didn't have a chance. Like Nate just didn't have a chance, and he's smart enough to know sometimes being intelligent is a curse, and I think, but I think he wasn't prepared for Cal to take responsibility the way he did. Right. I really think he wasn't prepared for that, but he already put his plan in motion.
Yeah,
like that. And I wonder if we're going to see Nate deal with those consequences of something he started and couldn't stop. I wonder. I don't know if we are or not, but
yeah.
The conversation I think needed to be had, and like you said, both you and both Sam and Ant, Cal didn't deserve to really live happily ever after because he did some shit. Like he didn't deserve that, and Nate's kind of right in that sense. There are consequences. He can't hide behind that forever. So I guess it needed to be done, but I just wonder what, again, the repercussions are, because they are a prominent family. Granted, Nate's like, F it, but what's going to happen now with him and Cassie? Is there even a possibility that they're even going to remotely get back together? Cassie's probably going to beg for it, and because she's convenient, Nate's going to be like, okay, whatever, maybe, I don't know.
He's gonna use her for the cycle of abuse that he's been used to.
Right.
He's too used to.
Yeah, pretty much. And because of her issues, it's just gonna be probably even more toxic than with Maddie. I feel like at least Maddie kind of like she's a little more self-awareness, or she knows herself, and she has like her sense of self, even though she had her issues with her parents. It's like she knows who she is, and she has a chance. Like, I think out of all of them, she probably has the best chance. She was dropping bars as far as advice this season. I was so happy. I was like, dang, Maddie, you be dropping some daggone good advice this season. Let me find out.
Did we ever go back to the creepy woman that's spying on Maddie?
That's
she got a dress. So apparently there was a camera. That's why they focused on the clock when she was in the room. For some reason, all of us missed it, but I was watching reactions like, oh, okay. So she wound up giving her the dress, or buying her a copy of the dress that she was trying on, or one of the dresses. In fact, it was the dress that she wore the first night that we met her, like as far as the show. So I just thought that was interesting. And I guess it's amicable. Like, who knows if they're going to start something now that she's 18? I don't know. But I feel like Maddie could just go off in the sunset and just live her life. I want that for Maddie at this point. I just want her to live her life. Live her best life. And that's like the level of petty that I would want for her. Just live her best happy life. And just see how much she dodged a bullet with Nate, with Cassie, and everything else. Like, she don't need to be friends with them and no associate with them in any way, shape, or form anymore.
So with the the Cal and Nate thing, I don't know. This might sound like a weird statement, but I almost felt like I kind of zoned out during that part, just because, I mean, first off, Sam has to have like watched Hard Candy at some point, because the amount of parallels between that movie and what happened here is insane. But yeah, like right from the beginning of the scene, like I kind of already knew where it was going, so there was kind of a weird distance between me and that whole revelatory scene with Cal's world crashing around him. Shout out to Cal staying true to his word on the whole transgender and gay thing. He really wasn't fucking around about that shit. But I don't know. It's I don't know. It was kind of hard to, because you really get the sense that, like, geez, like, we're really doubling down on the fact that, like, Nate's just, he's kind of like an incurable monster, you know? I don't know. I feel like that was my biggest takeaway. I just felt so weirdly. What? Nate's not an incurable monster?
Yeah, I don't believe in incurable monsters.
Okay,
So
well,
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you. Go ahead.
but yeah, I'm not exactly anticipating a scene where like Rue's praying and like we see Nate sit down beside her and he's praying and then like he starts being good. Well, anyway, but yeah, no, I kind of view him that way. Much like Rue, I'm not anticipating a happy ending here. And it was interesting to see. Well, I guess another thing to note was his reaction to his dad's reaction to the police coming in. That was curious to me. It seemed like Nate was caught off guard by his dad's reactions. I just thought that was curious. That's the only other thing that sort of substantially stood out.
So this brings me to my point, and I was talking about plot threads that they just kind of leave wide open. I mean, of course, the evident ones, which is really obvious, like the Elliot, plot thread, or what did that actually mean? What does that symbolize for their friendship relationship moving down forward? But taking Maddie, for instance, like her just wanting everything that this woman has, and like they not doing anything necessarily with it. Taking the person that Rue interacts with, which is the drug dealer girl, and how dangerous she really is. What's going on with the seller behind her? Even down to, of course, now the more evident thing of what happens to Fez moving forward with this. Like he technically Ashtray shot him, but then they saw him with the knife, which is blatant evidence he killed somebody. So it's like, what was the point? What was the point if they saw Fez had the knife? What was the actual point? So I feel like Sam left a lot of plot threads for another season, which is weird to say because the first season, everything really ends. Like it ends on this like climactic thing, and where it feels like this feels like a part one of a bigger narrative where they're trying to go with it. But I'm just curious, you guys' perspective on the plot threads they just left out on the floor, so to speak, because I don't know where certain characters are actually going, and I don't know why Sam made choices with some of these plot threads, just leaving them out like this.
I mean, it's really hard to say, especially since, for all we know, another 3-4 years might go by. So before we get something new, so it's difficult to say. But I mean, the whole what you're talking about was pretty inevitable. I mean, there had to be a season 3, whether Sam wanted it or not, especially with the kind of viewership. I think literally this is the most tweeted about show, like I think ever on the platform of Twitter. So yeah, leaving breadcrumbs to season 3 was sort of inevitable, but I don't know. I don't know if it's because like I'm just emotionally too drained or something, but I can't really. I don't know. I don't really have to. I wish you had asked this question like 3 weeks from now. That's all I got on that one.
All right. Ant, what about you? What do you think about some of the plot threads that he's kind of just left wide open? Any that you want to touch on, or any you kind of feel like it's intentional, or is just like this just the end of it, or?
I think it's intentional. Like I said, my major plot hole was was Rue, but you said there's a whole nother season. No, I think they're all intentional. I'm kind of in that. Like I feel like I'm good with Maddie riding off into the sunset, but I think there's probably more with that woman coming up. I don't know. I think with everybody else, I'm drained. Like I feel like we didn't really get a chance. I know usually we process after we watch it, we process and things like that. But I feel like I'm gonna have a different take on this tomorrow than I am right now.
Yeah.
Right.
You know, which is a testimony to the writing and the performances and the artistic piece all together, right? Because sometimes art you have to sit with you for a while before you really can, you know what I mean? You can really marinate and feel on what you really feel about it. And I feel like that's one of those things. Like I said, I always go back to, we had that discussion in the chat with another content creator who compared this show to some other trash or whatever. And I don't know what he's talking about. I've thoroughly enjoyed this season. I've thoroughly enjoyed this show. The fact that it can make me this emotionally drained, is a testament. So so good job on them, and I'm going to just trust their process going into a season 3. They haven't given me any reason not to trust their ability to put together this show. So I'm just looking forward to what's coming next, where they're going to jump to next.
Right. What about you, Nat?
I just think there's a lot to process about this season. Like, I feel like we kind of analyzed stuff already, but I feel like there's a lot more stuff to analyze that I even feel like we didn't scratch the surface on. Oh yeah, shout out to Faye. At least she finally got a backbone and tried to at least help Fez and Ashtray.
Man, if Ashtray hadn't killed that Joker, bro, I don't know what would have went down, but
did they wipe off the knife? Did they wipe off the knife?
No, I think it still had blood on it.
It still had blood on it, and like,
I mean, for like fingerprints. I mean,
well, they could probably prove that it was Ashtray that stabbed them because Ash didn't wash his
right.
hands with Fez.
That's what I was thinking. That's what I was thinking.
I feel like was trying to touch the same areas that he touched, so it could kind of like, I guess, be inconclusive. I don't know, but
they'll give testimony of what happened. They don't give testimony, even if Fez doesn't want to say what really happened because it's his brother, he's still protecting him even after death. Faye's there who could say, "Oh no, that kid stabbed that guy in the throat," you know, and you look at his blood and the blood like so they that is a writing out if you want to keep Fez as an active member of the free cast. But we still gotta explain. I'm sure a lot of those guns weren't registered. I'm sure, you know, there's a lot of child endangerment stuff that could be thrown in there.
Dude, the drugs are in the house.
No, drugs are out of the house.
No, they moved his drugs out the house.
That's right.
So he no longer kept drugs. If anything, it would probably be like weed, but I feel like, isn't that legal in California? I don't even know where they're located. Hopefully, wherever state they're in, the weed is legal.
So if he can get away from the murder charge, I mean, it's feasible if they do a time slip that he can get out for the, you know, or be on bail or something for the weapons charges. But I don't know. I don't know.
Well, I mean, Ashtray stabbed the guy. Fucking shot. From the police perspective, shot. You know, that's how Fez has shot. I mean, there's definitely ways. There's ways he can come back. There's ways.
I mean, but we know realistically, when the officer dies, they try and charge everybody with everything. It don't matter.
No.
But even though Ashtray was armed, at the end of the day, he was still a little kid. People get a little bit anal about little kids. They don't care how violent they are. They are anal about little kids getting gunned down. And so if that's an angle that they could play, hopefully they can play it. But he needs a lawyer that can up that if he's smart. But knowing him.
Oh, I'm sorry, I'm talking. That's when you talk.
No, go ahead.
No, you made me think of something that the informant was giving him misinformation, right? Because Faye discredited his information. He was trying to protect somebody else. So their warrant was based on a snitch that didn't, you know, there was no reason for him to be there, pretty much. So, you know, maybe there's some legal loopholes. I'm not a lawyer, but I just needed to be believable. That's all. I need good writing so it's believable that he gets out and Lexi can get some. So
that is self-defense because he really was not supposed to be there. He probably started some ish where they had to defend themselves. They can really probably play it out if they can. If he gets a good lawyer.
Right. Matt Murdock.
Yeah, I'm about to say, where's Matt Murdock?
Where you at, nigga? Where you at?
Oh man. So yeah, I think we're gonna close out, you guys. I mean, shout out to Zendaya and this brother right here for their singing moments in episodes.
Yeah. Wait, that's his real tattoo? He has an Apple symbol on his face?
Yeah.
He's been had that.
Sure, why not?
We talked about that the first time we saw him.
I must have forgot because it's a stupid ass tattoo. Anyway, I don't know what it means. But anyway, go ahead. I'm cranky, y'all. This show has put me in a bad mood. I'm sorry, sir. I hope that tattoo means a lot to you and makes me feel many in your life. I'm drained. Shout out to Ashtray. I'm gonna pour 40 out for the next time I drink a 40.
Right?
Oh my god!
For Ashtray.
Oh my god!
For Ashtray.
I totally forgot the Ashtray shot that cop. He went down like an OG, dog. When he sat back up, I was like, let's go.
And that looked like that was his only goal.
Yeah, he just wanted to get somebody.
Like, yeah.
That was cold. That was cold-blooded.
But yeah, you guys. So everybody watching this on YouTube, thanks you guys that are watching this live on Twitch. We didn't advertise it, so thank you guys for coming. But we've had a great time covering season 2 of Euphoria. We'll be back for season 3. What show we cover next? I don't know. It could be The Lord of the Rings. It could be something else. We'll see.
I'm gonna go watch Attack on Titan and cheer myself up.
On that note, peace.